Good morning, Corinne.
Good morning, Nick.
So Groundhog Day was Sunday, and allegedly the groundhog did not see his shadow, which means an early spring. Did I get that right?
Yes, you did.
So for whatever that's worth, we're thinking spring now. And let's talk about spring and the real estate market. What does spring mean to buying and selling homes?
All right, so on the calendar it says March 19th is spring.
Right.
In the real estate world, spring is when things start turning green.
Okay.
And things start to grow. People have this thing that I've noticed over the years that once things start turning green, the floodgates open up. Okay, and if it's any indication to what the groundhog saw, I think home sellers are looking around the same type of a thing, because I'm really starting to see a lot of activity with people saying, I really want to get ready for spring.
Okay.
So we started talking about how people can, get to that position, that there's a lot of people looking to sell their bigger homes and going into single-story living.
Right.
And there's a lot going on to make that happen. Okay. So what I have found that's been very successful over the last several years, while the market has really been hot for those single-story homes, and there's so many people looking for that same home, what I'm finding is, for the most part, the sellers who have these single-story homes that are selling them are accepting offers more along the lines of people that have cash.
Okay.
And the reason for that is, when you have a cash buyer, the only contingency they have in the sale is for home inspection. Okay, and they're typically seasoned homeowners, so they typically don't have as many issues with the inspections. Number two is, if they have to finance it, if they have to finance the home, they typically are going to need, not only do they have to have bank financing approval on top of the inspection, they have to have an appraisal, and they have to make sure that they qualify through the process. So that's why home sellers typically are going for cash. Now, if you are one of those sellers that have a home to sell, okay, most sellers will not accept sale contingencies. So it puts you at a disadvantage if you have a house to sell as a contingency for purchasing.
And that's what you mean by sale contingency. I'm giving you an offer on this house, and I want to buy this house, but it depends on when or if I can sell the house I'm currently in.
Correct.
So the seller has to wait.
And most of them won't.
Right.
They'll take another buyer over that.
Because they have another buyer ready to take the house right now.
So what I found that has been very successful in the past, if you're in that situation, is if you don't have cash and you do need to sell your house in order to buy, if you have enough equity in your house to get an equity line of credit, okay, that could give you an opportunity to pay either a higher down payment or cash, okay? And if you have that line open, you're not going to have to make your first payment for 30 days after you use it, okay, in most cases, okay? So it's always best, if you can, if you have a house to sell, in order to buy, talk with a lender about a potential equity line and see if that fits your interests, okay? To make that happen, because you could find the perfect house that you want, but you're not going to get it because you have a sale contingency.
Because you still have a sale contingency.
Right, and that happens a lot, and it's very heartbreaking for a lot of them.
All right. Corinne Fitzgerald of Fitzgerald Real Estate joins us every week here on the show. Next week we are going to continue with
this,
spring selling and this topic.
Yes, and we're going to talk about the chicken and the egg.
Which came first?
Which came first?
Ooh,
do you want to sell first, or do you want to buy first?
All right. Well, I guess I'm going to guess that it depends on several factors, but we'll find out.
It does.
We'll do that next week.
We'll see you then.
Corinne Fitzgerald, Federal Street in Greenfield, Fitzgerald Real Estate. We'll talk next week.
See you then.